Are the Cleveland Browns back to Cleveland Browning again? If you don't know, Kevin Stefanski made the decision to let go of the running backs coach and the tight ends coach and Van Pelt. Let me give you a brief backstory. Now, if you're a Browns fan, you already know Scott Van Pelt was the offensive coordinator that stepped up when Kevin Stefanski had COVID the year the Browns knocked off the Steelers in the wild card round to move on to the next round. Fast forward to this season, despite all the injuries on the roster, the roster was decimated. The Browns would go on to finish with an 11-6 record, finish with the second best record in the AFC North behind Baltimore, and clinch a wild card spot for the second time in 4 years. The Browns will go on, if you've been living under a rock, to get stumped by the Texans 45-14 last week. And now today the news comes out that they're making some coaching changes, and that included Alex Van Pelt, Stump Mitchell, and tight ends coach T.C. McCartney. The reason why I'm not so happy about this and why I don't agree with what's going on is because when you look at the strides that players like David Njoku has made in his career, I look at the improvement in David Njoku. Nick Chubb is one of the best backs in the league. He's a top 3 back in the league. And then Kareem Hunt is an excellent running back. I just don't understand, what the point of this was. And I feel like ownership is rearing its ugly head again. And that's one of the biggest issues I have with ownership trying to be in the locker room. Now, I don't know if that's really ownership, rearing its head or not, but I feel like ownership probably has something to do with this. To me, the team was still intact. You had to win games with 4 or 5 different quarterbacks. And you still had a pretty good season. I just don't get it. I don't understand. It's not Nick Chubb's fault that, talent-wise, the ground game just wasn't there after he got hurt. But, they, according to Cleveland Browns, according to, several media outlets in Cleveland, Browns are looking to shake up some things and, look to go into another direction. Now, Cleveland did finish the season. They averaged 115 yards rushing per game, but that's just almost 4 yards per carry, which is 26 in the league. But once again, I don't think that's anybody's fault. I just disagree with the whole thing. Now, I'm not sure if this was an ownership decision or not, but if it was, this is what happens when ownership does rear its head. This is why the Dallas Cowboys can't get to the damn Super Bowl. This is why Carolina is struggling. I'm just saying, when ownership focuses on the team and not the business, this is clearly what happens. And now it's going to be interesting to see where these guys go. Because if they go to a rival and find success with their rival, the Browns are probably going to be kicking themselves. But let me know what you think in the comments. I'm Rico McGee. This has been the Ruler's Minute, and as always, we'll see you in a minute.